This is Outnumbered. I'm Andrea Tantaros.
Andrea Tantaros is speaking out, naming the former CEO and his...
Outnumbered is one of Fox News' most popular shows, known for its dynamic conversations and strong personalities. But sometimes, even the brightest stars suddenly disappear from the screen. In the past, several familiar faces have left the show without much warning, leaving fans wondering what happened behind the scenes. Was it a drama, a major disagreement, or something else entirely? Join us as we dive into the shocking truth behind some Outnumbered ex-hosts' sudden exit. The beginnings of Outnumbered. Outnumbered is a popular daytime news and talk show that airs weekdays on Fox News at noon. The show features a unique format: 3 female hosts and 2 guest panelists, usually 1 male, which is why the man is considered outnumbered. The discussion centers around current events and hot topics of the day. The panel includes familiar names like Harris Faulkner, Emily Compagno, and Kayleigh McEnany. However, back when the show first aired in April 2014, the cast looked a bit different. It originally starred Andrea Tantaros and Sandra Smith, 2 women who made quite an impact in the early days. But like all TV shows, the cast changes over time. While Sandra Smith moved on to other opportunities at Fox News, Andrea Tantaros' departure was far more complex. Her exit left viewers wondering what happened behind the scenes that caused her to leave so abruptly. The beginning of Andrea Tantaros' Fox News journey. Andrea Tantaros made her mark at Fox News as a strong, conservative voice with bold opinions. Born on December 30, 1978 in Allentown, Pennsylvania, she came from a hard-working family. Her father was a Greek immigrant, and her mother was of Italian descent, so Tantaros grew up with a rich cultural background. Her family owned a local diner, the Pied Piper Diner, where she worked as a young woman, learning the importance of dedication and perseverance. She graduated from Lehigh University, majoring in French and journalism, which added to her impressive skill set. Fluent in multiple languages, including Greek and Spanish, she even studied in Paris, earning a master's degree before returning to the U.S. to begin her career in politics. Now her career wasn't just about media right away. Before joining Fox News, Tantaros worked in political communications, including a role as a spokeswoman for Massachusetts Governor William Weld and several Republican congressmen. But it wasn't long before she moved to New York City in 2005 and founded Andrea Tantaros Media, offering media strategy and crisis management to Fortune 500 companies and political campaigns. By 2010, Fox News took notice of her talent and brought her on board as a political contributor. Soon after, she joined The Five, a hit show on the network that skyrocketed her fame. The Five became one of the most watched programs on cable news, giving her a platform to express her bold political views. In 2014, Tantaros transitioned to Outnumbered, another popular show on Fox News. Here, she was known for her fierce defense of conservative values. One example that really caught people's attention was when she defended the CIA's torture program during a heated debate. She said, "The United States of America is awesome. We are awesome, but we've had this discussion about torture. The reason they want to have this discussion is not to show how awesome we are." This statement captured Tantaros' unapologetic stance on patriotism, and she became a staple on the show for her unwavering opinions. But behind the scenes, things weren't going as smoothly as they appeared. In April 2016, viewers were surprised when Andrea Tantaros suddenly disappeared from the air. Fox News issued a vague statement claiming that contract issues had arisen, and she needed to take some time off. However, as months went by, rumors started swirling, especially as more women came forward with sexual harassment complaints against Fox News' former CEO, Roger Ailes. People started to wonder if Tantaros' exit had something to do with this growing scandal. But in August 2016, the mystery began to unravel. Shocking harassment allegations and legal battles. Andrea Tantaros filed a lawsuit accusing Roger Ailes of sexual harassment. According to Tantaros, Ailes had been making inappropriate advances toward her as far back as 2015. She claimed that she had approached Fox News executives with her concerns, but instead of getting support, she faced retaliation. Tantaros alleged that after speaking up, she was demoted from the Five to Outnumbered and then taken off the air completely in April 2016. This lawsuit was shocking, but it also shed light on the toxic environment at Fox News, where several other women, including Gretchen Carlson, had filed similar complaints against Ailes. Tantaros didn't stop there. Her lawsuit also named other high-profile Fox News personalities, including Bill O'Reilly, Dean Cain, and Scott Brown. She accused them of making inappropriate comments and even claimed that both Cain and Brown had touched her without consent. Naturally, these accusations sparked massive media attention, but all three men denied the claims. Despite the denials, Tantaros continued to stand her ground, insisting that Fox News had created a culture of harassment and she was paying the price for speaking out. Her lawsuit also revealed disturbing claims about the internal workings of Fox News. In an amended complaint filed in January 2018, Tantaros alleged that the network had even spied on its employees, monitoring them to prevent any backlash. Unfortunately for Tantaros, her lawsuit didn't hold up in court. In May 2018, Judge George B. Daniels dismissed the case, citing a lack of factual evidence. This was a significant blow to Tantaros's fight, but her role in exposing the network's toxic culture remained important. Adding to her challenges, Andrea Tantaros represented herself in the case, which is no small feat for someone without formal legal training. This decision came after she had gone through 3 different lawyers, leaving her to tackle the lawsuit on her own. Despite her best efforts, she couldn't win the legal battle, but her story added to the growing wave of allegations that eventually led to Roger Ailes' resignation from Fox News. Interestingly, there was more to the story than just the harassment allegations. Fox News argued that Tantaros' contract issues were actually the reason for her exit. According to the network, she had promoted her book, Tied Up in Knots: How Getting What We Wanted Made Women Miserable, on air without permission. This, they claimed, violated her contract because she hadn't submitted a publishing timeline or details about the book beforehand. Some believed that this was just a convenient excuse for the network to silence her after she spoke out about harassment. But Tantaros' attorney, Judd Burstein, didn't respond to these claims, leaving many to wonder if the book promotion was simply a cover for the real issue. Tied Up in Knots became a central part of her departure from Fox News. Released in April 2016, the book's cover art, featuring Tantaros with her arms tied, sparked controversy within the network. Some at Fox News found the image too provocative, and this added fuel to the fire as Tantaros and the network battled over her future. But that wasn't the end of the drama. Later in 2016, her editor, Michael Malice, filed a lawsuit against her, claiming that he was the ghostwriter of the book and that Tantaros hadn't paid him the full amount they had agreed upon. Tantaros denied these claims, saying she had written the book herself and even accused Fox News of being behind the lawsuit. This legal battle, too, was dismissed, but Malice continued to appeal the decision, losing each time. Ultimately, Andrea Tantaros' story is one of a woman fighting against the odds. From her rise at Fox News to her sudden exit, followed by a long and difficult legal battle, her journey has been anything but easy. Though she didn't win in court, her allegations played a crucial role in the downfall of some of Fox News' most powerful figures, and her fight against harassment opened the door for many others to speak out. But it wasn't just Andrea Tantaros who made headlines after her time on Fox News. Melissa Francis, a former co-host of Outnumbered, also found herself in a shocking situation. The rise of Melissa Francis and her role at Fox News. Born on December 12, 1972, Melissa Francis wasn't always a journalist. In fact, she first appeared on television when she was just 6 months old in a shampoo commercial. By the time she was cast as Cassandra Cooper Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie, Francis was already a seasoned child actress. Over the years, she took on several roles in TV shows and movies, including nearly 100 commercials. Despite her success in acting, Frances shifted gears and pursued a career in journalism. After earning a degree in economics from Harvard University in 1995, she found her way into reporting. Her journalism career took off with positions at CNBC and CNET before she joined Fox Business Network in 2012. At Fox, she quickly made a name for herself, co-hosting After the Bell alongside Connell McShane and becoming a regular anchor on Outnumbered. This was a major daytime show on Fox News that discussed current events and news with a mix of hosts and guest panelists. But in October 2020, something unexpected happened. Frances was abruptly removed from the air, leaving viewers wondering what caused her sudden disappearance. Fox News initially stated that her absence was due to program changes related to the election, but the truth behind her exit was much more complicated. Frances had been negotiating for a raise to match the salaries of her male counterparts. Her camp believed that this pay dispute was the real reason behind her sudden departure, not the program changes that Fox had claimed. The sudden exit and gender pay dispute. Melissa Francis revealed that she discovered her firing in the most unexpected way. In an interview with Megyn Kelly, Francis explained how she was preparing to go live for her 4 p.m. show when her teleprompter displayed the message, "You've been canceled." Just moments before the show, Francis had been working from her at-home studio, which was set up during the COVID-19 lockdown. Everything went dark immediately after that message, as if the plug had been pulled on her career. Francis recounted the moment to Kelly, saying, "And all of a sudden, everything went dead in my living room, just lights out, everything dead. And I was like, wow, okay, this is how we're doing this, huh? Wow." She added that the production team for the show had no idea what was going on. They were left scrambling, as they weren't informed about her firing either. It was a shocking and abrupt way to end her time at Fox News, especially considering she was one of the key faces on Outnumbered. The root cause of Frances's firing seemed to be the gender pay dispute. She had been advocating for equal pay with her male counterparts, which sparked tension behind the scenes. Her lawyer, Kevin Mincer, confirmed that the pay dispute was 100% the reason for her being taken off the air. He stated, "Those claims, in my view, 100% led to her being taken off the air, without question." While Fox News had tried to keep things quiet, it was clear that Frances wasn't willing to back down without a fight. Following her sudden exit, Frances took her gender discrimination claim to the New York Department of Labor. In December 2021, the department announced that it would investigate her claims of gender discrimination and retaliation. The investigation shed light on the struggles many women in the media face when it comes to pay equality, and Frances's case became a symbol of that larger issue. Despite the challenges, Frances eventually reached a settlement with Fox News. In 2022, reports surfaced that Fox had paid her $15 million to settle the pay discrimination lawsuit. Although Frances never publicly confirmed the settlement, The Washington Post reported that the settlement was finalized, bringing some closure to the dispute. However, Fox News maintained its stance, issuing a statement at the time saying, "We parted ways with Melissa Francis over a year and a half ago, and her allegations were entirely without merit." The firing of Melissa Francis via a simple teleprompter message, combined with the gender pay dispute, highlighted the ongoing issues within media organizations. For Francis, it was a shocking end to a successful run on one of Fox News' biggest daytime shows, but it also brought attention to the fight for pay equality in the industry. The suddenness of her departure, the tension behind her firing, and the eventual settlement make her story one of the most controversial exits from Fox News in recent years. Speaking of which, why did Sandra Smith leave Outnumbered? Sandra Smith's early life and career. Sandra Smith's journey to becoming a well-known anchor at Fox News wasn't the typical path you'd expect for someone in journalism. Born on September 22, 1980 in Wheaton, Illinois, Sandra didn't start in front of the camera. She was a business and finance expert before making the jump to television. After graduating from Louisiana State University, where she ran track and field, Smith launched her business career at Aegis Capital Group. There, she focused on researching and analyzing retail stocks, finding investment opportunities, and preparing stock newsletters for clients. Her career quickly picked up speed, and she moved to New York City to work at Hermitage Capital Corporation as a trader. She executed U.S. equity and options orders, handled portfolio analysis, and even prepared commission reports. From there, she joined Terra Nova Institutional in Chicago, where she worked closely with investment management and hedge fund accounts. This experience gave her a deep understanding of the financial world, which would come in handy later in her broadcasting career. But her career took a significant turn when she broke into television. Smith joined Bloomberg Television as an on-air reporter, where she covered U.S. equities and derivatives markets. She contributed to breaking news, offering analysis and in-depth reports for Bloomberg Press. It was clear that Smith's background in business and economics made her stand out, especially when discussing financial news. Joining Fox News and the birth of Outnumbered. In 2007, Sandra Smith made a career-defining move when she joined Fox Business Network as a reporter. Fox was launching its new business network, and Sandra was part of the team from the beginning. She quickly became a regular on various FBN shows where she was often called upon to provide expert analysis on financial markets and the economy. By 2009, Smith was already making waves as a frequent guest on Don Imus's Imus in the Morning and a regular on Fox Business Happy Hour. But her big break came in April 2014 when Fox News launched a new talk show called Outnumbered. The show featured 4 female hosts and 1 male guest discussing current events, news, and cultural topics. Sandra Smith was one of the original co-hosts alongside Harris Faulkner. The show's format was unique and it quickly gained popularity. Sandra brought a fresh perspective, especially when it came to discussing the financial side of the news. She once said, "My co-hosts leaned on me to look at the money or economic side of almost every story we covered. It was a beautiful and, for me, natural entry into the world of general news." During this time, Sandra's career was also taking off on a personal level. Shortly after the launch of Outnumbered, she announced her pregnancy and gave birth to her second child in January 2015. Despite her growing family, Sandra was back at work quickly, showing her dedication and professionalism. Not long after returning from maternity leave, she was asked to moderate a presidential primary debate for the 2016 election. This was a pivotal moment in her career, as she shared the stage with some of the most powerful political figures in the country. Reflecting on this experience, Sandra said, "Co-moderating that debate was a career-changing moment, and I would go on to co-moderate a second presidential primary debate months later." The transition to America's newsroom and beyond. In 2018, Sandra Smith made a significant shift in her Fox News career. After 4 years on Outnumbered, she was named the co-anchor of America's Newsroom, a popular morning news show on Fox News. Partnering with Bill Hemmer, Sandra took on this new role, covering breaking news and current events. She brought her business expertise into the general news format, giving viewers valuable insight into the economic side of major stories. The transition from Outnumbered to America's Newsroom was a natural progression for Smith, who had already proven herself as a capable anchor. She continued to cover major events, including the 2020 presidential election between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Leading up to the election, Smith traveled across the country with her colleagues at Fox, covering key moments like the Super Bowl in Miami and the Iowa caucuses. Little did they know that the global pandemic was about to change everything. When the pandemic hit, like many other journalists, Sandra had to adapt. Fox set up cameras and studios in her home, allowing her to broadcast live from her basement or spare bedroom. She explained that broadcasting from home during those early days of the pandemic was a whole new level of chaos, but she embraced it. In July 2020, Sandra was one of the first anchors called back into the studio as Fox News began adjusting to the new normal. That November, she co-anchored Fox News election night coverage, marking another milestone in her career. By October 2021, Sandra was co-anchoring America Reports with John Roberts. The show, which airs from 1 to 3 p.m. ET, covers the day's biggest stories, afternoon headlines, and important issues. Recently, Smith reflected on her role as a journalist, saying, "We press our leaders for answers. So much of what I try to bring viewers every day is the culmination of so many years of experience in the field and studio." Throughout her career, Sandra has consistently adapted to new challenges. Whether it's moderating presidential debates, covering elections, or reporting on the fall of Afghanistan to the Taliban, she has shown that her years of experience, both in the financial world and on television, have prepared her for anything. One of the key lessons she's learned is to embrace the chaos, a phrase she often uses to describe the unpredictable nature of live news reporting. As she continues to co-anchor America Reports, it's clear that she is one of the network's most versatile and experienced journalists. With a career that spans business analysis, political debate moderation, and general news reporting, Sandra Smith continues to bring her unique perspective to viewers every day. What are your thoughts on the unique journeys and controversies surrounding these three former co-hosts of Outnumbered? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more shocking stories.